G'day guys, and welcome to the weekly update live for RB Global. Sorry I'm a tad late, I was just on the call with the developers, just getting some final figures for you guys. And the call just went a little bit over time, so my apologies for that. So we'll just give it a couple of seconds for people to join, because I was getting in trouble because I was late. Hey Danette, hey Jay, how are you? Adam Nickel, how are you mate? Dave Penny, how are you? Dillip, Janice, how you going? Alright, Colette, how are you all? I hope you're all having a good Sunday. If you haven't experienced Sunday yet, Tarrant, Sunday night here in Australia, so we'll get on with it. All right, so I've just had a conversation with the developers and our four group of people who are doing the approvals for the withdrawals, and these are the figures where we stand at this point in time. So there was 5,780 total withdrawals that needed to be processed, transferred over to the exchange for approval. The groups now have got 1,870 withdrawals left to process. We've had 562 rejections for incorrect information, which I sort of displayed this morning on a chat as to how people are putting email addresses and so forth. I still got the flu, unfortunately. So what we've got at the moment is we've got a little bit over 1,800 to go. There's a push to sort of fill in the people that are starting to register for the exchange. But let me say this, at this point in time, we've still got a large number of people that have not registered for the exchange in January, February, March and May. So I've had to draw a line in the sand with that we can't just sit here and wait. So basically, if they haven't registered as of now, they'll be pushed to one side and their withdrawals will be done at a later point in time. We can't continue to wait for people to register. It's just delaying things. So as they move into the last few hours of tonight, and continue this tomorrow, as I said, there's 1,800 left over those May, March, February and January left to process. So they've got the countdown from 5,700 to 1,800. So all in all, if we want to really be precise with numbers, there's been nearly 3,900 approvals. Again, to the people that are putting it on Facebook, thank you for that. They're all in various denominations and various coins. Now, we will start to see approvals on ETN, XLM and XMR start to go through as they into the final testing of making sure that those wallet addresses fit the bill for the exchange. That's been a little bit of a trying process because the exchange section had to be coded specifically for that. So at the end of the day, we move towards that. Now, with reference to people and their withdrawals, I have got to a point now where you put a post up about a man walking his dog and someone comes out with, I haven't received my withdrawal yet. If that happens, you'll be removed from the group. It's as simple as that. You won't be allowed back in, because at the end of the day, if we're going to sit here and just bring up the obvious, as I've said numerous times, I'm not going to bother to have you part of the group. What we move to now is we're trying to move to a batching approval system. However, that's proving impossible because every second person we're looking at has got an error in their wallet. So we will continue to approve. Like I said, 1,800. We're moving down towards where we want to get It would have been nice to achieve what we wanted to achieve. However, I think the result thus far has been commendable to the development team. We've had a few guys off sick. There's actually one guy that was off with kidney stones. He won't be back for a while, no doubt. But the guys are sort of, chopping in and doing what they need to do in order to get these things done. But as I said, the elephant in the room is the withdrawals, and that's what we're focusing on. However, if we can't put a post on Facebook without someone putting a post up about their withdrawals, they won't be here. Now, the second thing I wanted to raise too is I've had a lot of people PM me in regards to their withdrawals, giving me a variety of different reasonings as to why they need the withdrawal, etc. Now, whilst I don't recommend that, there's two things that you need to take into account. I get 1,000 messages a day. I'm on a different time zone. If you dare ring me at 2 a.m, I will delete you, I will block you, and I will kick you out of the group. If you can't sit back and work out what time of night it is, that's just total disrespectful. At the end of the day, you send a message and it'll be answered when I get around to answering it. For the record, I wake up every morning. If I go to bed, I wake up every morning at 5, and between 5 and 8 a.m, I'm answering messages on Facebook. At the end of the day, it's 3 hours of my day answering messages of people. I try and do the very best I can to stay in communication with you guys. I do my very best to answer your questions. But at the end of the day, if I start getting question marks and why aren't you answering me and what is the link to Facebook, that's not what I'm here for. So please bear in mind that if you send me a message, you need to be patient to get a reply. Now, to give you an idea about the withdrawal system, if you send me a message and say, I need this approved now because my cat's pregnant, I just can't do that. I can't just click my fingers and approve it. There is a process that I can approve it and send it away to be approved, but I don't actually press the buttons. The fallacy of anybody that says to you that I press buttons is mistakenly and wrong. I don't do that. If I had to do that, I would never leave my house. So I want you to understand that if you guys haven't got patience, and if you haven't got the ability to send me a message and wait, I suggest don't send me one. As I said, 1,000 messages on Facebook to get through is not an easy task, and I do try and get through my messages. But at the end of the day, I'm putting anywhere between 16 and 19 hours into this business every day. And I do deserve some time to be able to go and do what humans do, and even, not answer someone for a few hours. And more importantly, sleep. So that's where we are with the withdrawals. I know that there's some people that aren't going to like that, but as I said, I'm not here to deliver smoke and mirrors. I'm here to deliver you the truth. I think it's commendable personally that, we've nailed out close to 4,000 odd withdrawals in the time that we've done what we've had to do. And I think it's also commendable that people have stood by us in this time, and more importantly, we've put it out there to people about the deposits. Sure, we would have loved to have hit 2,000, but we didn't. I think the deposits are close to about 400 now, which is again commendable to the people that have taken part in that. There will be a surprise for those people that have supported us, and I'll release that later on. I know that the surprise is not going to be accepted by a lot of people, but unfortunately, that's how it goes. People that support this program will identify that that I'm here to return the support. In a lot of pages, I'm called a lot of things. In a lot of pages, I'm accused of a lot of things. But at the end of the day, my heart is with my members. My heart is with this program. My heart is with achievement. And at the end of the day, I'm here to put back into the system for the people that are actually supporting it. And I totally understand that people have supported it in the past and have now got withdrawals pending, and they're waiting for those to be able to put. Totally understand all of that, and I too appreciate all of that too. But at the end of the day, we need to move forward, and we need to accept the fact that we've been dealt a deck of cards that we're holding at the moment, and they're the ones we have to play. Now, when you say, there's people here saying to me that, can't you extend it from tonight? Look, I'll be extending it from tonight. The surprise that'll be released to the people that have already deposited will be active to them immediately. Obviously, as people deposit, we'll then get the benefit of the surprise as well. So that's where we are with withdrawals. I've got a few minions in this group that are running around trying to work out why someone in March has got a withdrawal before them in January. Okay, I'm going to be clear and explain that to you now. There are 4 months that have withdrawals pending. That's January. Well, January's just about finished, but January, February, March, and May. Okay? There is a group on each month. Okay, so there is a group doing January, and as soon as they're finished January withdrawals, they'll go back to platform coding issues. There's a group doing February, there's a group doing March, and there's a group doing May. So if May gets one before January, that means that the group doing May is obviously, pumping through them as quickly as we can. And the reason we did it that way is because every month had various different numbers of approvals that needed to be. So the reason why we did it that way is that everything is sort of processed at one given time. Who cares if your withdrawal is from January and someone gets theirs in March? As long as you get yours within the time frame that we're talking about, who cares? That's my view. It was proposed to me when the guys suggested in turning the withdrawals around in that fashion. I agreed with it, and that's how it is. So where we are at the moment for this week, I've just explained the withdrawals. We've just released Marketplace. Now, Marketplace is our concept of eBay. It's open to everyone to use. Marketplace, you can open a store, you can sell items, you can buy from the store, you can just have a play around with it, have a look. It's one of our platforms that, I thought was actually a nice way of introducing a way to convert your crypto into various items. I am aware that at the moment the login or registration page is being worked on. But again, you don't need to register straight away. Have a look around and see what you think, and obviously it's just another platform to our fold. An update on FXBot. The FXBot's going through its final testing now. I've got a meeting with developers tomorrow afternoon. If it's the way that we want it and everything's right and ready to go, tomorrow night we will be launching our FX platform back into the marketplace for people to use. So that's obviously been a long time coming. We've ironed out the issues that was experiencing, and at the end of the day, it's exciting to have that platform back into our fold. Arbitrage, we're going through some final testing. As I've said, we've been testing that for quite some time. I don't want that in the market until I know that it's 100% right, because obviously we're streaming across a number of exchanges. So Marketplace, I'm looking at hopefully the end of this week coming. But more importantly, cloud mining, which is something that was part of our fold initially and was taken down at the time when we had to make some fairly hasty moves. Cloud mining is also being tested at the moment. There's a bit of a change coming through to cloud mining, but anyone that had investments in cloud mining will still be there. We're actually amortizing the people that did have investments in there have been will be calculated for the time that it has been down, so you haven't lost any income with regards to that. So cloud mining should be back on by midweek, and that will give us hopefully this week, if everything goes well, FX arbitrage and cloud mining back into the system as well. The other little bit of exciting news is that we've been developing our own news channel. Again, that's going through its final stages of testing now. The news channel will basically have all the information from Facebook. So it'll be a URL which is connected to our page. You'll be able to, for people that don't like being part of Facebook, can log on that and you'll get all the up-to-date news on what's happening as part of the platform. There are a lot of people that don't like Facebook for whatever reason. I'm not a fond member of Facebook either, but at the end of the day, it's just another avenue for us to be able to put communication out there. One thing is definitely for sure, I mean, Telegram is not something that we want to go back to, but our own news channel is, I mentioned this some time ago, it is something that we have wanted for a long time. I know Craig Baker, our assistant CEO, is very, very anal when it comes to communications and the variety of communications that we have. And this is something that, I think would be a lot easier to use for people rather than having to put up with the consistent paraphernalia within Facebook. I know, and I can't comment much on it, but I know also this week we've launched our own Twitter account. We've launched our own account on Discord for those that like Discord. Again, I'm not entirely up to speed with Discord nor Twitter, but I'm sure Craig Baker will fill you guys in via a message on Facebook in regards to those social media platforms. Simon Bowman's just reminded me again, our lotto, weekly lotto that we have, 0.005 BTC to play. Simon Bowman's running a fairly good chat over there with people. Again, it's a weekly draw. I know there's a couple of people that have won twice, so they're liking it. So get onto the lotto, have some fun. It's a chat group that doesn't talk about RB. We just talk about different things. It's quite fun in there, as I've mentioned before. So Simon Bowman's the Minister for Finance over there. So have a chat with Simon, get involved, and have some fun, which is what we're looking at trying to achieve. So Craig Baker, if you're on here, can you post those Twitter and Discord links, please, for Lucas, who's asking? So that's realistically the week in general of where we are. Again, we've got some fairly decent joint venture meetings this week to finalise the meetings from the week before. I'm hoping that I'll be able to bring you some good news on those for Tuesday night, which is exciting, and obviously what makes this platform succeed. But one thing I do want to sort of elaborate on now is that if you are not happy with what's going on, or once again, if you feel the need that you're being mistreated by way of not getting a withdrawal or whatever the case may be, there is an option to exit this platform. I mentioned last week there is an email which is exitrb@gmail.com, and rather than sit on here and blow your trumpet about your withdrawals and how you've been waiting 3 months or 4 months, just leave. Just move on. Terminate your account, get what's owed to you, and move on to something else. There's no reason to be here if you're not happy. We don't want you here if you're not happy. And at the end of the day, there's no one that is bound to be here. The bottom line is that if you do want to leave, that's the email. Send an email. I'll handle it personally myself, and we'll get you moved on and you can go and talk crap somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, I get absolutely infuriated with people that say, "Oh, we're not communicating." I cannot communicate anymore. There's just not much more that I can communicate with anybody in this platform. At the end of the day, I try and communicate daily. And if I can't communicate daily, it's because I'm actually doing something for the platform somewhere else. So if you feel the need to that you can't do it anymore, that is the email to get you your ticket out of here. We can finish our arrangement on good terms, and you can move on and go and annoy another chat group somewhere else. So that's the thing. Facebook now, there are a large number of members that do take the time to inform themselves. There's a large number of members that communicate with me. There's a large number of members that communicate with other senior members. They also too get frustrated because at the end of the day, people are just coming out with stuff that it is clear and evident that you have not communicated or you can't read English. That's simple. It can only be that. I've just finished putting a post on there because I was on a call with the developers about people who have made deposits and have not shown up in their web-based platform. The first two comments were about something else. So rather than us having to put up with that, there is no need. If you can't control yourself now, you'll be removed because there's no point. Everyone knows there's withdrawals pending. 1,800 people at the moment have got pending withdrawals, and there was 5,700 of them. So at the end of the day, we all know that. So whether you want to, swing yourself in and say that your withdrawal's pending from January, good on you. No one really cares. The only thing we care about is approving them. So, it's interesting that people cannot read a post and maintain a commentary on that post based on what the post is all about. So, we're going to take a very strong line towards that because there's nothing worse than people at this stage, commenting crap. So Stephen says, can you clarify what is owed, and is this email manned? I sent an email and got ignored. What email? What are you talking about? What is owed? Can you clarify what is owed? Sorry, I beg your pardon. You sent an email to Exit, Stephen. If you did, you didn't, because there hasn't been one email received there yet. What is owed? The way this platform works is that we take your deposit. Whatever you've deposited into the platform, whatever withdrawals you've made gets deducted off that, and that is your balance. So that's how we work, and that's a fair system. So if you break any other arrangement, there's penalties to break that, and at the end of the day, that's the way that we do things here. Something else I was going to say. What was it? I've gone blank. Sorry, Stephen Brown, you took away my thought process. I'll take a few questions now. If people want to fire some at me, we'll take a few questions and get something answered out of 197 people that are on here. Surely there's got to be questions. Probably the stuff that I've already spoken about, no doubt. Generally is the way. Come on, guys. Don't leave me hanging here. For the people who deposited new monies, are we also getting yes? Okay, the people that have deposited, the RB coins are being done. The only reason they haven't been done is because they've been working on the XLM and XMR wallets, so we haven't been able to do any credits, but there's a list here of people that need to be credited though, so don't panic about that. Okay, guidance on how to use Marketplace. Marketplace is we've kept it fairly simple. So with Marketplace, you can get on and just have a look. If you want to buy, you click on the item. But if you want to buy, you need to register. So what happens is, if you want to buy or sell, you need to register your details. There's actually a pretty cool feature on there that you can open a store. So you can call it whatever you want to call it, put your own banner and pictures up and whatever, and display your own products. So the main thing about Marketplace is the registration page. And once you register, there are verifications that need to be taken into that. And one thing before I move on, a lot of people have said to me, well, why do we need to verify on one platform and another platform? At the end of the day, they're all separate entities. Part of what we're doing as far as our accreditation with various authorities is that there's a big thing about having verification on each platform. Whilst it's a pain in the backside, it's something that needs to be handled that way. So getting back to it, you verify your account, and then if you want to sell, you sell. If you want to buy, you buy. But at the end of the day, it's pretty user friendly. Bobby Segal, one of our senior managers, is actually the man behind Marketplace. So rattle his cage if you have any trouble. There is a support email on that website, which is being manned. So it's very simple. Register to buy, register to sell, and at the end of the day, have a look at what's on there. Add products, upload your. So if you want to open a store, you whatever you're going to choose to sell, take pictures, upload it. Very similar run to eBay, except that it's ours. Can you please clarify, to get the surprise you only need... Okay, so minimum deposit is a deposit. Okay, so what I said was that anyone that made a deposit, a minimum deposit, would be in line for a trip to Bali, which I need to talk about, the RBGC coins, redeposits turned on, and tonight, a little bit later, I'll be releasing what the surprise is. So at the end of the day, it has to be the minimum deposit to qualify for that particular coin. Okay, so that's where we are with that. So Bali, we've had pricing come back in regards to the resort that we're staying at, which is a 5-star resort. It works out at $250 US twin share. So if you're two of you, it's $125 each per night in the resort that we're staying in. It is from the 19th to the 24th of July. We're looking at having the conference on either the 21st or the 22nd. Other than that, it's free game for you to do whatever you need to do. So basically for the, if you're talking US dollars, I think it's for the 4 nights, it's $1,000, $500 per person, plus your flights. So that's come in at a really good price. We need to firm numbers by the end of this week coming. Craig Baker's your man to contact there. And I think we'll all have a lot of fun. So bear in mind that we're looking at, say, for the 5 nights, you're looking at $500 per person plus your flight to Bali, which includes breakfast at the hotel. Lunch and dinner is on you guys. If you're anything like Lloyd, one of our Australian mates, they have bintang lunches and bintang dinners, so they get away with it fairly cheaply. But just a joke, Lloyd. But at the end of the day, it comes out at a fairly attractive rate for people to come and join us. The night of the conference, the tickets are going to be very reasonable. There's nothing out of this world. But we will have our conference during the day and a dinner at night. And then obviously we're all going to be at the same resort. So if there's anything that needs to be discussed, we can do that at that time. Now, the Warren brings up about the transfer button. Now, the transfer button is being tested as we speak, because that was something that we need to get on there fairly quickly, because if people want to transfer from the exchange, if they want to withdraw from the exchange to go back to the web platform, I'm not happy with the fee allocation with that, because you're actually probably, you're being handled twice. So what we're trying to do is make the transfers from exchange to web platform free, so that people can transfer backwards and forwards. And that's something that's being tested now. We've had a few false starts with that because of the fee structure in the exchange. And one thing that people need to understand is anytime you change something, it has to be recoded. And that recoding is what takes time. So at the end of the day, we are working on it. It's being tested now. I'm hoping to have a result on that later in the night. Boys have been working on that for the last 2 days. So let's hope that that's up there quite soon. Ross says, can I cancel my pending withdrawal from exchange to be able to transfer back to the platform? Yes, you can, Ross. Just send an email through or send me a PM, mate, and I'll look after that. Corinne says, in the exchange, who does credited mean? Was saying pending, now it's saying credited. Don't know, Corinne. I'll have to have a look at that one. I would like to withdraw to the exchange and change ETH. Oh, one thing I did want to mention is there has been liquidity added to the exchange. I don't know if you've noticed, but there are a lot more buy orders for a variety of different coins. That's actually happens automatically, so you will see a lot more liquidity added to the exchange over the next few days. But there is already liquidity in the exchange, a lot of buy orders for that. Is there a time scale for completing all withdrawals? Okay, Beth, we're looking at 1,800 left. By the end of tonight, once I have that number, then I'll be able to tell you pretty much a firm time. Out of that 1,800, I mean, who knows how many are wrong, but out of the 1,800 that are left, if I can just take tonight to see where the boys finish up, I should be able to give you a closer stab as to a day by the morning, more so. New deposits, do they go on web or exchange? The new deposits must go to the web platform. That's where the new deposits go. What is the status of balance is insufficient issue? Okay. With the balance is insufficient, we had a case this morning where we were investigating one of the guys who was telling me that the balance was saying that. When we actually looked at his withdrawal, it had already been done. So what I suggest is if you are having insufficient balance issues, fire off an email to support, because if they check your withdrawal, you'll probably find that it's there. That's why it's telling you that you can't do it again. So let's just have a look at that. Is the 1,800 withdrawals include all coins? Yes, it does. And all months, yes. What are the profits from... Michael, are you hell-bent on Pellegrino or something? No, I'm not releasing reports or statements with that. Thanks. What would you like me to send them to the What Now group as well so that they can contact his family and everything else? Stupidity. We should already know what transparency leads to on this, and we have to be very diligent with what we allow as transparent documentation on this platform. I've already spoken about the JV partners. So is there any other messages outside of stuff that I've already spoken about? I got confirmation sent to me and it said pending, but it now says withdraw. Is this correct? Should be. Have you looked at your wallet to check that? Can the exchange actually exchange coins, not just sell? It's a sell buy order, Terry, at this stage. Okay, going forward, what would be the process for new non-pending withdrawals from the platform? I don't understand that, Raz. Sorry, mate. Hi, Laurie. Is the support in Telegram still working? No, it's not. Sports betting, can you talk about that? Okay. Boy, didn't I get caned over that. My God. All right, so what we did was we were approached by a company that actually bills and provides full regulation approval on sports betting platforms. Now, the sports betting platform market is very big, and at the same point in time, it's actually very lucrative. My view was a little bit standoffish because I don't, like I said, to me, I like my members to have input into what things we do and how we do them. And what I did was I basically ran a poll. Do you think we should have sports betting, or do you think we shouldn't? Well, didn't that open a can of worms? So the bottom line is this. It is a joint venture which is, and I did say that we were going to be starting to look outside of what our direction and ethos was for the business. And it was something that was brought to me to have a look at. The bottom line is that it's a sports betting platform. So realistically, it's not only for our members to use, it's for everyone to use, and the revenue goes back into this business. So it's really, my view on it was that, in my opinion, I thought that maybe the members would have taken offence to having a sports betting platform, because we all know the effects of gambling on a variety of individuals and various families. Now, I'm not a gambler, so I don't gamble, so I don't use them. So my whole point was bring it to the platform, put it on a poll, and see what we get. And what I did get was a bucket of tripe from people crapping on about different things that weren't even relevant. So the bottom line is that I bring these things to you for your thought, but it's a yes or no answer. Yes, you think it's great. No, I don't want it. And we try and ascertain a level of result from where we are, as far as, do we add that to the platform or do we not? Bottom line is I haven't looked at the poll because I've been too scared to go back there and have a look at the results and what else people have commented on. Not to mention that, people are asking me to look at their withdrawals from February. So the result is this. It's a betting platform. It's a joint venture that's been brought to us. The bottom line with it is that it's a fee to establish these platforms. It's an ongoing monthly fee to them of between 3 and 5%, and between 97 and 95% of the revenue stays with us. Lucrative? Very well. It is a lot. So it's not a doubtful market. It's a very good, lucrative market. But as I've said before, it may be something that members don't want within our group, and that was the reason why I put it out there. It's one of those things that you either gamble or you don't. I think I've lived in Brisbane 45 years, and to me, I don't go to the races, and I don't. If I go to the casino, it's generally for a meal or to watch a band or whatever the case may be. But that's predominantly it. I mean, my gambling ability is very limited. But you're right, Darren. As they say, a house always wins. So it'd be nice to be the house for a change. I gamble every day. I'm married, Okay. Whatever that means, I assume it's a joke of some sort. Now, there was a comment that was made here before. Can we transfer from web to exchange anytime? No. You can only transfer from web to exchange when the withdrawal window is open. Kumar, wherever you are, I don't know what he said, something about withdrawals. I think he was telling me to shut up. What about sports arbitrage? Yeah, could do. That's another platform that we could, probably look at. There's all these fantasy sports. There's It's a whole plethora of things that of platforms that we can look at. It's like I said, the element of what it was, and I think I mentioned on a couple of comments, was that I was actually sitting on the fence with regards to the whole concept. Tony, still no limit on withdrawals next window. Not at this stage, mate. Not unless something drastically wrong goes wrong, but no, not at this point. When will withdrawals open on the web platform? Okay, and I said to you that it would be sometime in the first week of June. That's what we're looking at. I have reports and audit reports that I need to go through with our corporate accountants on Tuesday. And a lot of the decisions, the reason why I did it on Tuesday was so that I could address you on Tuesday night. So at this stage, once we have a look at those, then decisions will be made from that. Andy, it did have slots and gaming, and it had everything on there, which is, if you're into that thing, it's it looked pretty exciting, but like I said, it's not my cup of tea. But majority rules in these sort of things, so that's why I put it to the member base. Someone mentioned before about XRP withdrawals. There are XRP withdrawals going out or have gone out. The reason why they've probably stopped is because the XRP, XLM, ETN, and Cardano and others, there's those coins are stuck on one gateway. So the reason why XRPs may have not gone out is because they are working on that gateway. But I think that's just about nearly done as well. So once that you'll see them kicking out. But there has been members posting on Facebook that they've received XRP withdrawals. So if you haven't received it yet, just be patient. ETH says success, but BTC and LTC say pending. Okay, if it says pending, it hasn't gone out yet. How do I purchase RecycleBot coins? Okay, very shortly on the exchange, you will be able to buy. Well, you can actually buy them now. The liquidity market will pick them up shortly. So if you do want to buy coins, you can buy them on the exchange. And there is actually a coin site. I'll get Craig to put the link up in Facebook. There is a specific place where the RBGC coin's got its own wallet, and you can actually purchase them there. Kuma, I hope I answered your question, mate. I didn't tell you to shut up, or if you were telling me to shut up, well, I don't know why, but anyway, I hope that answered your question. Dave's waiting on XRP too. Okay, so look, I think what we're going to see, if I can say this without being executed at the stake, is that the majority, Leanne, I can see your posts. The majority of the issues now have been isolated to be able to be recoded and fixed. The reasons why this hasn't gone smoothly is because we rushed everything, and the bottom line is that when you rush things, that things don't happen. So the bottom line is that as they've now got to the bottom of a lot of the issues, you'll start to see things go smoother. I'm sure that in the next week we'll look back and go, okay, well, thank God that's all over. But at this point in time, it's just something that has had, and we've picked up, if any of you remember, we picked up what was a ball of crap that had been left by the previous senior managers, brought over to new programmers that had to interpret code and all the rest of it, and then basically rebuild to what we had to do. So we have had our fair share of issue, no excuse, but at the end of the day, that's why some of these things go to plan, some of them don't. But the main thing is, if I can have people that understand that I'm trying to tell you, and I'm telling you the truth. So if you can just accept that you are being communicated to. I'm not saying to accept what I'm saying is acceptable to you or not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is that I'm trying to keep you up to speed so that everyone knows what's going on. and it's the same as we haven't wanted to take things offline for maintenance, and we've been doing maintenance in the background because, the last thing we want is people, getting upset because something's not working and it's maintenance down. For the record, the wallet provider that we've been using in the interim to be able to, facilitate what we're doing, has been out of maintenance now for the last 7 hours. There's nothing we can do about it, but that's not affecting you because we're dealing with that in the back-twins. All right, so I've still got a pending LTC from May. When can I expect that to hit the exchange? Okay, well, if you've got a pending one from May, that should be hitting the exchange very shortly, because I think they're moving through the missing May exchange ones now as we're speaking. So just keep an eye on that because you should see it soon. As Darren says, it was a mess. This has been amazing how this team have corrected all of this. It was, in actual fact, a rather large mess. And if I would have come online and told you the extent of it, there would have been people freaking out everywhere. What we picked up with what we were left should have taken us another 3 to 4 months to rectify. What it's meant is been a rather large investment from our behalf to get the right people that would dedicate the right time in order to get this to where we've had it to go. I don't like throwing money out the door, but we would have been having very different conversations if we didn't take the steps that we've had to do. So the bottom line with what we've done is that we've been able to band-aid this to get to the point and continue to make it stronger while these band-aids are being torn off and things are being released back into the member base without you guys suffering aneurysms. So, Laurie, if yours is one that's been rejected from the exchange, do you get a notification or email? The answer to that is yes, you should. However, the best way to obviously check is your balance, because if it's rejected, it should go back to your balance. So that's obviously the better way to keep an eye on it. But there is an email that should go back to you in order to advise you that it has been deleted. But just keep an eye on your balance. Brett Ward was saying something. I just missed your question, Brett. Sorry. Yeah, it is funny, Andy, isn't it? It's ridiculous. So how many people are coming to Bali? I mean, it'd be nice to meet a lot of the member base in Bali. You won't have any excuses about withdrawals because you'll all have them by then. So heaven forbid if you didn't. What about the pending withdrawals from web platform? How long for them to hit my wallet? No idea, Mark. If you've got pending there and you've got an exchange account, as I said 5 minutes ago, they should be getting credited over the next couple of hours. Laurie, can I withdraw BTC into exchange, swap for ETH, send back to web? Yes, absolutely. So what you do with that is you can withdraw from the web platform when the window's open into the exchange, sell your BTC for ETH, and then send it back to the exchange. Absolutely. You can do that. You'd love to go, but you can't fly more than 5 hours. When? Well, that's unfortunate. We'll have to live stream it for you so you can still be part of it when we're over there. And it'll be great to have a few members over there to be able to spend some time with and talk about some things in the future for the business, which is it's looking really good. Can you withdraw from the web platform when it opens if you still have a pending withdrawal? Oh, yes, you can, Mendy. I've got an exchange platform yet. Does that? I've not got. Okay, Mark, if you haven't got an exchange platform, your withdrawal won't be credited because that's where it's got to be credited to. If you don't want to have an exchange platform, well, then your withdrawal will sit in the web platform until we've connected the gateway back to the web platform for you to be able to withdraw it. Pete Aitken, dates for Bali, 19th to the 24th of July are the official dates. Colette, don't worry about work, just leave your kids at home. They'll look after themselves. I shouldn't say that. Okay, Andrea Turner, can we have a KYC button for our exchange account for those who need to re-verify? Yes, that's actually being, well, half an hour ago, that worked. I think we've just finished that. So just keep an eye out. That should be on there hopefully soon, if not already. I have an ETH withdrawal that was from February but didn't move across into the exchange. Send a message through to support, Mark. Let them have a look at it. Okay, how long do we... That's a good question. Thanks, Rakesh. Okay, so the gateway to the platform, we are looking at testing that as soon as this 1,800 withdrawals has gone into the exchange and have been processed. What we can do is then we can stop it and reconnect it up to the web platform and the exchange at the same time. If we did it now, we wouldn't be able to process withdrawals out of the exchange. That's why we haven't done it. So realistically, we knock off these 1,800, and then what we do is we bring the system down for maintenance for a couple of hours and test the gateway from both exchange and web platform, and then we should be in business. So that's where we are. All right, guys. Well, look, it's coming to that time of night. I've given you a fair show, and I'm sure you're sick of the look of my face. So, thanks very much, everybody, for joining. Sorry, Brett Ward. Got to answer this. Brett Ward's like the chief executive officer of this business. Could you address people not putting right? Okay, good point. Your wallet address is the wallet address that it needs, your BTC or your crypto needs to go to. If you put the wallet address with an asterisk, or the wallet address with your name, or your street address, or email address, or whatever else, your withdrawal will be rejected. Not only that, is that as we check through, it takes time for us to identify these things, and it's just time that we don't have. So your wallet address is the wallet address that you are given from the provider in which you're transferring your crypto to. So if you got Coinbase, you would go to Coinbase and you would request a wallet address. That wallet address should be copied and pasted into your withdrawal address within the exchange. Make sure that you haven't copy and pasted anything else except the correct wallet address. So generally speaking, the way I do it, and I'm not telling you that this is right either, but I copy and paste my address, then I copy and paste it into just a blank Word page so that it's the only thing on there. I check it and make sure that I haven't picked up a dash or an asterisk or whatever with it. Then I double check that with the Coinbase address, and then I copy and paste it into my exchange address. So you need to take the time to make sure that you understand that the wallet address is just your wallet address, not an email address, not a street address, nothing else. After your wallet address, unless it's XRP where you need a tag, if it's a Bitcoin withdrawal, it should be the wallet address only, not your name, not anything else, just your wallet address. That's all it needs to be. Okay? I sent a photo this morning and I posted it on Facebook. That's what people are doing. I love you that you think that you need to put your name after it. No, you don't, because if you do, it won't go through. So please, just your wallet address, and make sure that you check it. Just basically check things before you send them, okay? Because it's taking a lot of time for us to check these things, and it's just dead time. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me on the live today. It's great to have so many people wanting to to keep up to speed. Tuesday night we go raw again with questions, and I've got hopefully some great announcements for you Tuesday night. Keep an eye out for the surprise for tonight. For the people that, as I said before, can't control what they want to comment, just be aware that if you comment something and it's not relative to what we've posted, you will be booted. So have a great Sunday for those of you experiencing Sunday. Thank you very much. God bless. See you later.